The world went silent when the sky shattered. Superman, the Man of Steel, had done the unthinkable. It wasn't a threat from another galaxy, nor an invasion from a forgotten race. No, it was a simple mistake, a decision he'd regret forever. Kal-El, the last son of Krypton, had just killed an alien. But not just any alien. The wrong one. The one who wasn't the enemy. The one who had been sent to warn him of a far greater threat. And the consequences? Earth and the universe itself would soon feel the brutal backlash of Superman's biggest mistake. As the dust settled over the burning wreckage, the true enemy appeared. A shocking, unexpected foe. One who had been hiding in plain sight, and now they wanted revenge. Superman's huge mistake was just the beginning of a battle that would shake the foundations of the multiverse. The fight wasn't just about strength anymore. It was about honor, regret, and facing the consequences of a hero's worst misstep. The wrong kill. The skies over Metropolis darkened as the alien ship descended. It was unlike anything Kal-El had ever seen. Its sleek, black surface shimmered against the setting sun, casting an eerie glow on the streets below. Superman's Kryptonian senses kicked in, detecting an anomaly in the atmosphere. His instincts were sharp, but there was something off. A sudden crash echoed through the city as the ship landed with a heavy thud. Superman shot into the air, his cape trailing behind him, the wind rushing past his face. The air was thick, filled with the hum of technology and the scent of strange metals. He hovered above the wreckage, ready for whatever threat might emerge. From the ship's hatch, two figures emerged. One was an alien warrior, its armor black and glowing with energy. The other was different, a figure shrouded in an aura of light, wearing no armor, with a presence that felt almost peaceful. The warrior spoke first, its voice deep and distorted. "Kryptonian, stay out of this. This is not your fight." The alien warrior's eyes glowed red, filled with malice. Kal-El tensed. He had fought enemies like this before, ruthless, driven by destruction. He didn't hesitate. "I won't let you harm this world," Superman said, his voice firm, trying to project calm. He flew toward the alien warrior, preparing to disarm it. The peaceful figure stepped forward, raising a hand. "Wait, this isn't what you think." It spoke with urgency, its voice gentle but commanding. Superman froze midair, watching the figure. There was something about the calm demeanor that struck him as odd. Was this alien friend or foe? He had learned to be cautious, but time was of the essence. The people of Metropolis needed protection. The warrior, on the other hand, wasn't waiting. The alien warrior lunged, swinging a barbed blade at Superman. Without thinking, Superman dodged, then countered with a powerful punch to the warrior's side. It staggered back, its armor cracking under the force. But it wasn't finished. The warrior grabbed Superman by the arm, slamming him into the pavement below. In that instant, the peaceful alien rushed forward, hands outstretched. But Superman was already moving. He launched into the air, ripping the warrior's blade from its grasp and hurling it into the nearby buildings. Kal-El turned to face the peaceful alien, anger bubbling within him. Had he made a mistake? Was this alien truly a threat? "I told you to wait." The alien's voice was filled with panic. "You've killed him." Superman's heart skipped a beat. He turned, his chest tightening. The warrior he'd just taken down was still alive, but only barely. His eyes widened in shock as he noticed the faint glow in the peaceful alien's eyes, something akin to desperation. He'd killed the wrong one. The figure before him wasn't an invader. It was the messenger. The alien's final words echoed in Superman's mind. "You've killed the one who sought to warn you. Now, the true enemy will come." The peaceful alien fell to its knees, holding its chest where Superman had struck. "It's too late now. You've unleashed them." Superman stared at the wreckage, the warrior's body lying motionless at his feet. His heart dropped. What had he done? The calm figure whispered, "The real threat is not what you see. The true enemy was always among you, and now they will come for you." Before Superman could respond, the figure collapsed, and the sky above darkened with a sudden hum. The air grew heavier, and the once peaceful city now seemed to tremble. Superman stared down at the dead alien warrior. His body suddenly filled with a dread he hadn't known before. His mistake had set in motion something he couldn't control. As the first signs of the real enemy emerged from the shadows, Superman clenched his fists. What had he just unleashed? The silent invasion. Superman stood at the edge of Metropolis, staring at the wreckage of the alien ship as the last rays of sunlight began to fade. His heart still hammered in his chest, the words of the peaceful alien echoing in his mind. The real enemy is already here. The words weighed heavily on him, but the true gravity of his mistake was becoming clearer with every passing second. "I've made a mistake," Superman muttered to himself, his hands clenched at his sides. The alien warrior he'd killed wasn't the invader. It was the messenger. And now, the true invader had already infiltrated Earth in a way he never expected. The city around him seemed unusually quiet. Too quiet. He had heard the commotion when the alien ship had landed. But now, as he looked around, no one was panicking, no sirens blared. It was as if everything had fallen into a tense stillness, like the calm before a storm. Superman's senses flared. Something was wrong. He leaped into the air, scanning the streets below. His super hearing picked up faint voices, whispers, and murmurs of confusion, but there was no panic, no urgent calls for help. It was as if the city had been held in a strange, unnatural silence. His Kryptonian vision swept the streets, but everything appeared normal, too normal. And then he saw it, a small, unassuming figure standing on a rooftop, a figure he hadn't noticed before. A man? No, something about him was wrong. He wasn't human. The figure turned and made direct eye contact with Superman. The world around them seemed to ripple for a brief second, and then everything went still. A voice, cold and manipulative, echoed in Superman's mind. "I've been here longer than you think, Kryptonian." Superman froze midair, his heart racing. His mind struggled to comprehend what was happening. Was this the true enemy? The figure spoke again, this time out loud, his voice carrying across the street. "The war has already begun. You just helped us move faster." Superman's breath caught in his chest. He was not in control of this situation anymore. The alien he had killed wasn't just a messenger. It was a pawn, a piece in a larger, much more intricate game. Before Superman could react, the figure raised his hand, and the air around him shimmered. In an instant, the streets below erupted in chaos. People screamed, clutching their heads as psychic waves spread out across the city. Buildings shook as energy surged through the ground, pulling people into a hypnotic trance. Superman could see their faces, blank eyes glazed over, as if they were puppets controlled by an unseen force. "What is this?" Superman shouted, his voice tinged with desperation. The alien on the rooftop smiled, his eyes glowing with fiery red energy. "This is our invasion, Kryptonian. You've just unknowingly activated our control over this world. You see, your mistake wasn't just killing the wrong alien." His voice grew more menacing. "Your mistake was thinking you could stop what had already started." Superman shot down toward the alien with incredible speed. But before he'd reach him, the ground beneath him cracked open, and from the cracks emerged more alien soldiers, their black armor reflecting the sunlight in an eerie way. Their eyes glowed a similar red, and they advanced in unison, each one seemingly connected to the figure on the rooftop. Superman gritted his teeth. This was no longer just an alien invasion. This was a silent takeover. War that had been planned for years under his nose. The alien mind control was spreading faster than he could anticipate, and now the people of Earth were the enemy's puppets. He had underestimated them, and now he was trapped in a battle not only against the invaders, but also against the world he had sworn to protect. As he fought off the mind-controlled people who were now attacking him, he realized the scope of his mistake. This was no longer just a battle of strength. It was a war for the hearts and minds of Earth. The true invasion had only just begun. Final line. This isn't just about strength anymore. It's a war of the mind, and I'm losing it. Mind games and betrayal. Superman hovered above the ruins of Metropolis, his breath steady, but his mind racing. The battle had escalated beyond anything he could have anticipated. The alien invader, once a distant threat, was now inside his world, and inside his mind. "You can't run from this, Kryptonian," the alien leader's voice echoed in Superman's head, its cold, calculating tone sending a chill through his spine. The figure had no physical form, but its presence was everywhere. In the streets, in the sky, it was as if the entire city was under its control. Superman shook his head, trying to block out the psychic assault, but it was getting harder to fight. The invader had unlocked something deeper within him, a fear, a doubt he had never felt before. Could he be wrong? Was he truly the hero, or just a weapon in someone else's game? As he descended toward the ground, his mind flashed with images of his past battles. Faces of friends and enemies blurred together, but one face stood out: Lois Lane. She had always been his anchor, the one person who could remind him of what truly mattered. But in the back of his mind, the invader's whispers grew louder. "You don't even trust your own," the voice taunted. "What makes you think they trust you? You are an alien to them, Kal-El. They see you as a god, a powerful stranger who came from the stars. But you're not one of them. They will turn on you the moment you fail." Superman winced, the words striking deep. Had he ever truly belonged? Was he a savior, or just a being with powers too great for this world? Was he, in fact, the cause of their suffering? Meanwhile, in the streets below, the alien army marched, mind-controlled civilians following in perfect synchrony. The city had fallen silent, save for the sound of their marching steps. The air was heavy with a strange, suffocating tension. The world Superman had sworn to protect was slipping through his fingers, and it was all because of a mistake he couldn't undo. He forced himself to focus. Lois, the heroes he had fought beside. He couldn't let the invaders' mind games win. "I have to save them," Superman muttered to himself, shaking his head to clear the confusion. He wasn't going to lose himself to this invader. But as he flew toward Gotham, where he knew Batman and the Justice League had been gathering, his doubts returned. He had to warn them. But what if they didn't believe him? What if they saw him as the threat? The invader's words lingered, and deep down, Superman wasn't sure anymore. Suddenly, Lois's voice cut through the haze in his mind. "Clark." Superman looked down, spotting her standing in the street, surrounded by alien-controlled civilians, their eyes glowing red. She was holding her ground, trying to protect the people. But there was fear in her eyes. "You've been affected too," she said, her voice shaking. "Don't let it get to you. We'll fight this together." But even as she said it, Superman could feel the alien's influence creeping into her mind. The invader's power was spreading, and it was tearing him apart from the inside. The invader was getting to her, too, and he didn't know if he could stop it. "Lois, stay back," Superman called out, his voice desperate. "You don't understand. It's too dangerous." But it was too late. The moment he spoke, Lois turned her gaze back toward him, her eyes now glowing bright red. The invader had claimed her, just like everyone else. "No, Kal-El," Lois's voice echoed, now colder. "You are the one who doesn't understand." Betrayal. The word hit him harder than anything the invader had said. He felt his entire world shift beneath him. Lois, the woman he loved, the one who had always believed in him, was now a pawn in the alien's game. "Lois," Superman whispered, his heart heavy with the weight of his mistakes. Before he could react, she lunged at him, her strength amplified by the alien's control. But Superman couldn't bring himself to hurt her. Instead, he dodged, flying upward, trying to regain his focus. The battle wasn't just with the invader anymore. It was with himself. In that moment, he understood the full extent of his mistake. This wasn't just a war for Earth. It was a war for his soul. The invader had already begun to break him down, one thought at a time. Superman's eyes hardened. The real fight had just begun. Final line. "I can't let this enemy win. But how do I fight when the enemy is my own mind?" The enemy within. The streets of Metropolis lay eerily still, bathed in the unnatural glow of an alien invasion. Superman stood at the edge of the city, staring out over the skyline, his eyes filled with a quiet rage. His body ached from the unrelenting battles, but it wasn't the physical exhaustion that weighed on him. It was the betrayal. Lois, once a pillar of hope and strength, had been mind-controlled by the alien invader. The woman he loved, now a puppet in the hands of an enemy he had yet to fully understand. The scene from just moments ago played over in his mind. Her red eyes, her voice hollow and controlled, calling him the enemy. I can't lose her, Superman thought, clenching his fists until his knuckles turned white. I've made too many mistakes already. I won't lose Lois too. Superman could feel the weight of his choices pressing in on him. The alien invasion was in full swing. People in the streets had already fallen under the invader's spell. Every day, more citizens turned into mindless puppets as the alien force expanded. And as each moment passed, the invader's influence grew stronger, leaving fewer and fewer of the heroes he once fought alongside. He looked at Lois, still standing there, her expression one of vacant obedience. The woman he had saved countless times was now a shell of herself, controlled by the very enemy he had failed to see coming. His heart clenched, and for a brief second, he felt the full sting of his mistake. I should have known. I should have trusted myself. But there was no time for regret now. The real enemy wasn't just the alien invader. It was the mind control that had taken hold of his friends, his allies, and Lois. He had to save her. He had to save Earth. And the only way to do that was to break the invader's hold on the world. Superman's determination solidified. I have to free her, Superman whispered, more to himself than anyone else. Lois's voice echoed cold and distant. Superman, you've already lost. The invasion is inevitable. Your resistance is futile. Superman turned sharply toward her, his expression hardening. No, Lois, you're wrong. This isn't over. He looked at her, hoping to see some trace of the woman he loved beneath the alien influence. But all he saw was the same cold emptiness. Superman could feel his heart breaking, but he couldn't let it show. He had a mission, and Lois would never be lost to him. He turned to face the remaining heroes, standing gathered in a circle, their expressions as conflicted as his. Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Flash were all there, their bodies tense, their minds clouded by the invader's subtle influence. We have to stop this, Superman said, his voice filled with determination. He stepped forward, his Kryptonian power flaring, a reminder that he wasn't just a man. He was the protector of Earth. Wonder Woman stepped toward him, her expression filled with urgency. The invader's reach is getting stronger by the minute, Kal. We can't fight it head on. The influence is too powerful. Superman's gaze hardened. Then we fight the only way we know how, together. Batman spoke up, his voice laced with caution. We need a plan, Superman. Rushing in won't help. We need to understand this invader, how they manipulate minds, how they control. Superman nodded, taking a deep breath. The enemy within wasn't just some alien. It was a force of psychological warfare, designed to tear apart trust, break down defenses, and weaken Earth from the inside. And right now, Superman knew that his greatest challenge wasn't physical. It was emotional. The mind control was invasive, subtle, and almost imperceptible. And Superman wasn't immune. With a deep breath, he turned toward Lois again. There had to be a way to reach her. He couldn't fight this battle alone. But if anyone could break the hold of the alien invader, it was her. It always had been. She was his anchor. As the remaining heroes prepared for their final assault, Superman looked at Lois one more time, his voice filled with emotion. I'll never stop fighting for you, Lois. I promise. With one last glance at his team, he turned and shot in the sky, ready to confront the alien leader once more. But this time, it was personal. This was more than just a fight to save Earth. This was a battle to save his soul. Final line. The enemy within will not win. Not while I stand. The last stand. The sun hung low on the horizon, casting an orange glow over the ruined remains of Metropolis. The city that Superman had sworn to protect lay in ruins, the chaos of the alien invasion still echoing in the broken streets. Superman hovered above the devastation, his eyes scanning the wreckage. But now, there was only one mission left. He had lost so much already. He had seen Lois fall under the invader's influence, watched as his allies were turned against him, and felt the weight of the mistake that had set all of this in motion. But now, as the final battle loomed before him, he could no longer afford to think of failures. The only thing that mattered was the world and the people he loved. The alien leader stood before him, emanating an aura of pure power. Their forms shifted and rippled, a being both alien and terrifying, a godlike entity that had been manipulating Earth's fate from the shadows. It was the same figure Superman had seen in his visions, the one who had broken down the barriers of his mind, planting seeds of doubt. The alien leader's eyes glowed red, a reflection of their own power, a reminder of the mental and physical torment Superman had suffered. "You've come far, Kryptonian," the alien leader's voice echoed through the city, their voice like an earthquake, reverberating through the air. "But you're too late. Earth is mine now. Your kind, your strength, your resolve, it's all meaningless. You should have stayed in the stars where you belong." Superman's jaw tightened. No more words. He had heard enough. His regret, his doubt, his fear had been swept aside. It was time to fight. "I won't let you take this world," Superman replied, his voice resolute, filled with the weight of his determination. "I've failed before, but not this time." The alien leader smiled mockingly. "You still don't understand, do you? The battle was never about strength. It was about control, Kryptonian. The invasion has already won." With that, the alien leader raised their hand, and the air around them shimmered with dark energy. The ground beneath Superman's feet cracked as the alien began to manipulate the very elements of Earth itself, creating shock waves of energy that exploded outward. Superman's body was thrown backward, his cape flapping violently behind him as he struggled to stay aloft. The world around him seemed to bend under the alien's control, but he wouldn't yield. He couldn't. With a roar of determination, Superman surged forward. The heat vision from his eyes tore through the sky, burning through the alien's force fields and pushing the alien leader back. But just as he thought he had the upper hand, the alien leader shifted, their body becoming unpredictable, moving like liquid and morphing between forms. Each attack Superman launched was met with the alien leader's mastery over the battlefield, bending the world around them to their will. "You cannot win, Kryptonian," the alien leader's voice echoed again, taunting him, their forms shifting and reforming. "You are a soldier weapon, a god who believes in hope, but you fail. Hope doesn't change the fact that you're out of your league." Superman felt his body tense. The alien's words were like daggers, piercing his resolve, but he remembered everything he had fought for, the people of Earth, his friends, his legacy. He had come here to protect them, no matter what it took. The fight raged on, but slowly, Kal-El began to see through the aliens' power. This being, despite their abilities, was not invincible. There was a crack in their control, a place where their influence could be broken. Superman pushed forward once more, flying with speed and purpose. He struck with everything he had, a final blast of heat vision, his body charged with Kryptonian energy, forcing the alien leader back. For the first time in the battle, the alien leader faltered. "I will never give up," Superman said, voice strained but strong. "I fight for them, for us. You're just an obstacle to the people I love." With a final surge of energy, Superman delivered a crushing blow, hitting the alien leader with the force of 1,000 suns. The impact sent a shock wave through the entire city, shattering buildings and breaking the alien leader's form into pieces. But the leader's body didn't die. It shattered and then reformed, its voice filled with cold satisfaction. "You still don't understand. You're just a part of the game." Superman's eyes burned with pure resolve. He reached down and grabbed the alien leader, lifting them off the ground. This time, there would be no mercy. With a final cry of anger and defiance, Superman flung the alien leader into the sky, sending them flying far into space. He knew this wasn't the final battle of their war, but for now he had won. As the dust settled and the streets grew quiet, Superman took a deep breath. He felt the weight of the battle lift from his shoulders. The enemy was gone, but the cost had been high. He had nearly lost everything he loved, and now, more than ever, he understood the true meaning of sacrifice. Superman stood tall, watching as the city around him began to rebuild. The sun had risen once more, casting a golden light across the ruins. The battle was over, but the journey of redemption was only just beginning. Final line: "I may have made mistakes, but as long as I stand, I will never stop fighting for hope."